how can we adapt effectively to a world that is constantly changing, with systems that are constantly changing and problems and everything moving, which is how it feels at the moment. Also, in an environment where we're having to process more and more information. Well, the most useful thing is to find some simple questions or tools that can actually help us in a wide range of situations, much better than having a separate tool for each situation. If we can actually have a sort of Swiss Army knife that can help us, that can make a big difference. And the good thing about that is we get better and better over time at using those tools. And also, because under stress, we actually revert to our training. If we repeatedly use the same tools, we've got a better chance of actually using something that's going to help us rather than just go into our habitual panic or overdrive or whatever it is. So today, what I have for you is 3 questions, which I have tested for myself and with people that I've worked with over and over and over again. And each one can be used independently. Each one can be used in the sequence that I give them to really give you a good shot of actually solving whatever challenge it is that you're facing. So the first question is, am I hijacked? Am I hijacked? Now, I don't like the term hijacked. I don't like it at all. But what's good about it is it speaks very clearly to that feeling we have when we're triggered or suddenly overcome by a situation. We feel hijacked. And what happens in that particular situation is that we move into a state where we don't have access to our full mental capacities. Our higher brain function actually goes offline. And we want it to in hijack, in survival, because that's how we stay alive. But because we get hijacked and it's not a survival situation, it's not always optimal for us to be in that state. So if we ask ourselves and get used to asking ourselves the question, am I hijacked? Then it gives us a chance to actually say, oh, actually, hang on. I'm not going to press go on that plan for the moment. I'm going to get some help. I'm going to do something else. It gives us a way in to assessing our state. So that's the first question. Am I hijacked? The second question is, what do I really want? What do I really want? And what do I want is a good question. It's generally, I fancy something to eat now or something more immediate. When we add in really, we kind of drop down through all these layers to something that's meaningful for us. And so in relation to a particular challenge or situation, if I say, what do I really want here? What do I really want in this work problem, in this relationship problem? It cuts through a lot of the working out that we need to do if we can get clear on that. Or it shows us that we don't know, in which case, if we're going to start doing lots of work on a problem and we don't even know what we really want, then that's wasted energy. Unless that's the best we can do in that situation, we have to do something and we just follow it until we find our way to what we really want. So the second part of this is that the I, what do I really want? And we are one unique individual, one unique spark, one unique point of energy expressing itself in the world. But we can express through many different facets of ourselves. And it's worth, with this question, just reflecting for a moment on which is the I. Is it the I who is the Simon who's been hijacked? See the reason for the first question now? Or is it the I who has my best interests at heart? Is it the I who is appropriate to whatever situation that I'm actually attending to at the moment? So that's the second question. What do I really want? The third question is, what do I want to make out of this? Now, what do I want to make is the most amazing part of this, because it turns us from being a victim of a situation into actually having some kind of sense of agency. What do I want to make? What am I going to do with this? And we can use this for difficult situations. We can use it for easy situations. It's really putting us in the driving seat so that we create or have a sense of even thinking in the direction of creating from whatever particular challenge we're facing at that moment. I add in very often the out of this, because the definition or the getting clear on what this is this an emotional challenge I'm having with this person at work? Is it actually a real practical issue that I'm having in relation to my partner or family member? When we get clear on the this, what can I make out of it also gets refined. So that's the third question. What can I make out of this? And you can see when you put them together, if you use them over time, am I hijacked? To check on your state and make sure you're in an appropriate state, if that's possible. What can what do I really want? Which is how we know the sort of direction we want to be going in and cut through the fluff to what's really important. And then what can I make out of this? That is how we actually turn it into action, where we start to really solve the problem. And if, as I said at the beginning, we practice using this, think about it in relation just to a challenge that you're having now, any one of these questions, and see what you come up with. We start to work with this more regularly. What starts to happen is that in the moment, we can course correct much, much faster, which saves a lot of time, a lot of energy, means we can really focus our energy on moving towards the things that we really, really want to be doing.